get the win. And
Okay. Before we even talk about any of that, let's go on with the revenge tour part 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you pulled Destrehan for week 2. Got to go down there. You know, you beat Destrehan in 93, lost in 04, Dez's sophomore year,
Right.
lost in 20 and lost in 24. It's revenge time for the Wildcats.
Absolutely. You know, we do want that revenge, you know, over Destrehan and you know, to get on to the quarterfinals. But, you know, in that Destrehan team, there's one of those teams that is a perennial contender. Those guys expect to be there late in the playoffs. And so as a revenge tour, it's just a great temperature check, so to speak, for the culture of our program. To being able to go in and compete against those guys. They've done a good job. They have a good team, as they always do. And so, you know, we've got our hands full going down and playing a good Destrehan team.
All right, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's talk again back to St. Amand. Any questions from Coach, or let's talk about players of the week?
I just want to know what was the message, Coach? You know, especially we bring up the revenge tour because I know you can't help but think about it.
Right.
You know, the St. Amand, and if we win, it's a great chance. Well, you know, we're gonna play Destrehan. Like, what was the message?
Well, we talked all week long about making sure the little things are taken care of. You know, the big thing is obviously to move on to the next round. But to do that, a lot of the little things have to line up. We talked, I think, pregame about being consistent across all 3 phases, playing complementary football, you know, not hurting ourselves on anything. And I think for most of the night, the large portion of the night, that's exactly what we did. You know, we'll talk some about the special teams and things like that, but nothing, we weren't hurt by anything. Nothing put us in a bind, so to speak. And I felt like that was one thing. Also, just, you know, handling the moment. You don't want to get too far up, you know, come out because you're going to peter out. We talk about that a lot in the big games, is that, look, as you go into the game, you can come out hair on fire and everything, but after about 2 drives, it settles down in this football game, you know. And so I thought our guys did a good job of that. I thought that it definitely showed that, you know, that the road team had traveled a ways.
Yes.
And those are things that you have to contend with. And I will say I don't think that they contended with that well, getting on a bus and having to come up. And that's one thing when you're a team that plays basically all of your games, other than one. Panama played probably within a 30-minute circle of their you know, stadium.
All in Yellow Hound range.
That's right, yeah. Excuse me. So for them to come up, I think that obviously the speed of the game. You know, we talked about, you know, knowing what we have inherent to us, and I think that we were a more athletic team than them across the board. You know, there were some spots here and there, but a more athletic team, and to take advantage of that. Don't let them take advantage of something that we are superior in, and I think our athleticism showed for 4 quarters the other night.
Yeah, but, Coach, you got 2,000-yard rushers coming out of that backfield. I mean,
That's right.
I was concerned about that.
And
your guys handled it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I think it's just having seniors, man. If I were to tell a sophomore that's a great athlete, I look back and I'm telling Odie Fremont or DeAndre Mansfield or Dylan Berryman, hey, you know, we got to do this. Well, there's not as much, or it wasn't then. The sense of urgency is not there. Now I look in their eyes, they're a senior, and hey, if this doesn't happen, this could be your last game. You know, and so when we tell them, hey, this is how we have to approach this game, you see a much higher level of intensity, focus, and just approach to the game. And that's what we got the other night, is you saw guys laser focused on what they knew, especially our defense against their offense. They knew what they had to do, you know, because basically, you know, we knew our offense could win us the game versus their defense. And we could score enough points to win the game. Defensively, we knew we had a tall task because you're dealing with an offense that averaged over
40-something, and you held them to 21.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because that was the big headline when Jake Martin, you know, we hold them to 21 points.
That's right.
Really, we gave them 14.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. I thought the first half of football was just a tremendously inspired version of defensive football out of our guys. You know, just, man, I couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be prouder of the whole team, but definitely the defense because of the task they had. You know, I mean, you mentioned that they had 2 guys coming out of the backfield, both with 1,000 yards rushing, 2,400-yard passer, 800-yard receiver. So, I mean, that's a lot to contend with.
Right.
You know, and up front they were adequate. But I knew that we had some advantages there, and you saw the run lanes, especially early in the first half, just closed down. There was nothing there. And I thought we did a great job limiting and putting pressure on the quarterback. and making him make some uncomfortable throws. The pick that Waddell Clark had,
Mm-hmm.
that was one that I told Petey Jones when he did it. I said, "That's your pick. It won't go on as a stat record, except a hurry." But he threw that ball before he wanted to throw it because Petey had gotten contained and was closing. He throws it, and
There it is.
Is Waddell and makes an opportunistic pick. And it's because we're playing complementary football. Petey could have gone inside, tried to got the sack earlier, and look, he probably rolls out and completes that pass because there was a receiver there. But he has to do something. He's scramble drill. He's trying to throw it, and Waddell anticipates the throw and runs the route for him. And we get a turnover there, right on the fringes of the red zone.
As a coach, how did it make you feel for us to close out the game the way we did? Because we had multiple opportunities, not to mention the past, but multiple things to close out games that we didn't. But here it is, first round playoffs, big time situation. We closed the game out.
In the victory formation.
Yeah, you mentioned it. That I think that's kind of the finishing of the tail of those district games that didn't quite happen. It's like, hey, this is the prize at the end of the road, so
No
to
doubt.
speak. If you do this, is we get to run the best play in football,
That's
and
right.
that's the victory formation.
right.
And it was one of the moments I told Coach Caesar because I keep it on my head coach sheet. When versus their timeouts, when can we kneel out? And Coach Caesar was so ready to call it, and he had it. And he said, "Do I have it?" "Yeah, you got it, Coach. Call it." And he just didn't want to mess up and leave 1 or 2 seconds on there. So
I get it.
I told him, "Well, I'll have that printed out for you this week." But it was really, really a joy for our team, for the fans, for the parents, for our spirit groups to slide right. But I couldn't be more proud of anybody than those guys in the Cardinal jerseys the other night.
Well, let's talk about your players of the week because you had some big ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Our overall team MVP, I think anybody could have called that right after the game. He had 32 carries. That was a career high for him, 226 yards and a touchdown. And had some college coaches visit today, and we were talking about him, and I told him, I said, he's one of the fastest kids in the state. And he said, man, I bet he runs that outside zone good. I said, he also runs between the tackles good.
Absolutely.
They'll turn on the film the other night because I would bet that's where 85% of his yards came from. So MJ Dade was our overall team MVP. I think just the heart and desire that he showed the other night, given his stature, I think he surprised all of Ascension Parish when he started running up in those guys' chests and stuff. But we've seen him do that all year long,
Right.
and he had a great night. And I think that puts him up over 1,500 yards on the year now.
That's great.
Yep. Offensive player of the week, okay? It could have been a lot of guys. But this guy is a guy that I think all year long, everybody's like, man, you got that on your team. Where do you use him at? Well, we found where we use him at.
Man, and he leveled number 24.
Absolutely.
You call it a truck stick, but
Yep.
my gosh, that guy, I don't know when he woke up, but
I got opportunity to hear the Saint Amant guy
Yep.
talk about the game. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, that's right. So our offensive MVP was Cam Allen, and that's the most noticeable thing. But I think on the sidelines, when you hear MJ Dade, the overall MVP, come off, and in not so many words, tell Cam, keep doing what you're doing, blocking, because he's getting right in behind Cam.
I would too.
And we're inserting Cam into the line of scrimmage, and he's kicking backers and doing all that. And, I mean, it's a big reason, along with our whole offensive line, why MJ Dade had the success he had the other night. And on a night where I will tell you, we told the receivers at half, this is just not your game. I think Kevon Whitlock caught 2 balls. We didn't throw but 7 or 8 if we threw that many, we told them. And I think if you go back and roll tape back, I know me just in the game watching, there's a couple of long runs, and you see Seneca Battle just dump a DB downfield, just blocking. That's, to me, when I turn on a tape and I'm analyzing an opponent, I look a lot at their receivers. What do they do when they're not getting the ball? A lot of teams that don't go very far, you see those receivers, they'll look, whatever. Our guys were working their tail off, and I think it was very, very representative of what a good team is to see those receivers who told at halftime, we're not throwing the ball a lot. And so Cam did a great job, and they did a great job. And I wanted to make mention of that because it wasn't their night. It wasn't their night. Moving on to defense, we did have co-MVPs. The first one is a guy that all year long I've been proud of. I coach him directly. He's a leader because he doesn't need all the recognition at times. He's gone, 10 games now. 11, including, and he hadn't been a player of the week yet, but he gets guys lined up and he does the right thing, and he's demanding of those guys without being overly so or bossy. He had a great game the other night, and it showed. It showed on the stat chart. And he had a big hand in limiting number 3, their receiver, and that's Odie Fremont. He had 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, a hurry, and again, like I said, he had a huge part in 3's lack of production. Our other co-MVP, there's not a lot of stats on this side of the ball for that, but week in and week out, we put Waddell Clark on whoever's best receiver.
Absolutely.
And we tell him, you got to do that. So a lot of times there's not a lot of, production in that. They just either he shuts them down, they don't throw to him, whatever. It was that way the night at West Monroe with their receiver, just not a lot of production. But week in and week out, we put that young man on their best. And I just want to give you a stat. Number three, on the year averaged 80 yards a game receiving. The other night he had 2 targets for 3 yards.
Wow.
3 yards, and that's because Waddell Clark's over the top of him.
That's big.
Waddell Clark is our co-defensive MVP, and he could be every game, but there's not a lot of glory in that, But we know week in and week out he's going to take out, or we're going to take out their best with him, and that ain't no secret. He'll be on whoever's best. So Waddell Clark was, along with Odie Fremont, co-defensive MVP. Special teams, we talk about this. What if you only have one shot to do your job? You do it well or not. And Trey Johnson trotted out there one time the other night.
71
yard
yards.
punt.
And
71-yard punt.
When I saw it, and then it got the right bounce, and it was just, it was unbelievable. It was textbook.
Well, now I don't want to take it away from him, but I sure thought that kid touched the ball.
I was just
Me
about to say
too.
that. I was just about to say that, Coach.
Now, I don't want to take it away. Knowing what I know now, I don't want to take it away from him, but I sure thought that kid
And I
touched
called
the ball.
it as that because I thought he touched it.
I was trying to make the call for him, but that didn't work.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Trey Johnson did a great job, 71-yard punt on that one rep. Defensive Scout Player of the Week. We're going to go into a couple of juniors, not juniors in classification, but like the second. His dad played at Ouachita a while back. He's a sophomore by class. He's done a great job. He doesn't talk a lot. You don't know he's there, but, man, he works his tail off, and he did a great job the other night, as he has all year long. And that's Travis Gray Jr., a DB, doing a very, very good job quietly in that back end, but man, he works, and he's going to be a bright spot for Ouachita in coming years. Offensive Scout Player of the Week, again, like Waddell, we could give this to this young man every week.
But we like to see when he comes into the actual game.
No doubt.
He throws a great ball. He makes great decisions. And when he steps into the scout huddle, offensive huddle, he calls it like a coordinator. Coach Foote handles that a lot. And he gives him a lot of leeway, and Lester has fun with it, calling audibles and things like that. Lester Watts Jr., our sophomore quarterback, did a great job of making the scout offense work and also mimicking the quarterback, who was also a runner from the other night. And I think that's the best part of Lester's game, is improved from freshman to sophomores. If you saw any of his JV games, and I know Mr. Jacobs did, he started to run the ball well.
That's good. That's good.
We're proud of those guys. We're proud of all our players of the week. We're proud of our team, and we're just feel so blessed and fortunate to be here in the second round.
Very
of this
good.
Western.
Well, who did you bring with you tonight that we will be talking to?
Well, I brought offensively coordinator, quarterback coach Leonard Caesar is back to speak with y'all, and he brought Waddell Clark with him. I guess we could have put Waddell on either side of the ball.
That's right.
But he's here tonight in the offensive role. And then Coach Foote, special teams coordinator Jeremy Foote, as well as defensive line coach. And revisiting y'all, I think he visited back week 1. Dylan Berryman is here to talk ball with y'all. And maybe he'll talk about recruiting with y'all. I don't know.
All right, we'll talk. We'll ask. We'll ask the question.
That's right.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. We can't wait to talk Destrehan at the end of the broadcast. You're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, powered by Creed and Creed. We'll be right back.
Built to last and backed by integrity, Allied Roofing is your trusted veteran-owned roofing company in Monroe. Quality service and professional installation make them your best choice for roofing solutions. Allied Roofing is ready to provide you with dependable, quick, and customized roofing services that suit your needs 24/7. Visit them online at alliedroofingco.com or call 257 6107. Allied Roofing, proud supporters of Ouachita football.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard, part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
For all your favorite Mexican dishes, stop by Monroe's newest restaurant, El Tío Jose. The Garcia family welcomes you and yours 7 days a week at 5120 Desert Street. El Tío Jose. You're going to love it. David's Mobile Detail and Wash makes it so convenient, they come to you. Cars, RVs, boats, motorcycles, airplanes, homes, buildings, and more. For all your mobile detail and wash needs, call David's Mobile Detail and Wash 547-3233.
I'm Christian Creed with Creed & Creed. We're proud to support Ouachita Parish High School because, like football, fighting for the win takes commitment, courage, and teamwork.
And that's what we build in our lines, both on the field and off. These young men work hard, they lead with heart, and they represent our community with pride.
At Creed & Creed, we fight for our clients the same way these athletes do every Friday night.
Thank you guys for supporting our lines.
Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need. Go Lions!
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. Mike Downhour here, Coach Brian Jacobs on the other end. And we've got offensive coordinator Leonard Caesar. Good to have you on board here, sir.
Good to be back.
And also, number 4, two-way starter, Wydell Clark. And, I need to say, I teased Dez a lot because he was a two-way starter, but he didn't play special teams. You do. Yeah. So you do it all. Congrats on that. All right.
He's a three-way starter, Coach.
A three-way starter. Oh, I like that. We'll have to mention that Friday night, too. Rub that on Dez there. Coach, let's talk a little bit about this guy right here.
Wydell Clark is one of the best football players I've seen as an offensive coordinator and coach in general. And off air, we were just talking about, it baffles me that he doesn't have more offense. It does. Because he can be on offense and be your best receiver and can turn around and be on defense and be your best defensive back.
Right.
And not only that, in the summer when we were working to prepare for this season, Wydell didn't miss any workout. I think maybe one, and he had a legitimate reason. He's a leader. He loves the game. And you can tell the way he prepares that he's a football player, and that's the highest compliment I can give someone. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it, and these, especially Louisiana teams or surrounding teams, colleges, whether it be FBS or FCS, that's not looking at his tape and realizing the talent that he has, I mean, I don't understand. Offensively, his numbers are not where they should be. I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's
because, I mean, first, we're a run-first team, and we also have so much talent on the offense. Mm-hmm. But when you look at his production, he has 19 receptions for 455 yards with 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's a big play waiting to happen. Runs great routes, and I think he has some of the best ball skills where he tracks the ball the best I've ever seen. So I can go on and on about Wydell.
Well, Wydell,
I like that.
We were looking at the numbers here. They always put you up against the top receiver. Yeah. Top receiver coming in last Friday night was, averaging almost 200 yards a game and all that. He got 3 yards with you covering him. Two attempts and 3 yards. Just you make that much of a difference on defense. So, tell me what you're thinking when they put that best receiver, and you got an awesome one coming up Friday night too.
So they just be telling me that I'm basically guarding myself every week. Because if y'all say I'm the best receiver on my team, I'm going to go guard myself every week.
Yeah, I like that.
And as a receiver, playing DB, I know what they thinking, so it'd be easier.
That's actually pretty smart there. What's been your favorite play, your best play all year long?
That was my question.
No, it wasn't. Okay.
No, it's good.
Go back to any school, any game this year that you played in. Which one was your favorite play?
Probably like the big bomb at Neville.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one was – I want to see that again.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was perfect.
I like the kick returns against Franklin Parish, but I think my favorite play is that touchdown against Sterlington, where it was kind of out. He rocketed in there. He kind of boom and tipped it to himself.
Yes, he did. Yes,
yeah,
he
I
did.
like that.
All right, guys, we have round 2 of the playoffs coming up. You guys drew a 14 seed. You beat St. Amant. That's revenge for 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
But now it's the Destrehan Wildcats. Beat them in 93, but in 2004, 2020, and 2024, they ended the Lions season. And they want to do it again Friday night. Talk about that and those Wildcats.
You know, Destrehan has a good team. You know, they're coached well. If you look at their defense, they're big up front. And they have some alley defenders that are very similar to the alley defenders that Nelva has in Juju and Jay Reed. They fly to the ball well. And they have good tape, you know. But the thing about it is I think people mistake us because of the 4 losses that we took in a row.
Right.
We're a really good football team.
No doubt.
You know, and I think even in those losses, we traveled well when we played hard. So I think if we treat this like a business trip that it is, we'll come out on top. You know, we just have to execute. So Sunday in the offensive meeting, that's what I did. I put execute on the board. And I think if we do that, then as good as Destrehan is, that they're the number 3 seed for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We can put enough points on offensively to get the job done. But they're good.
Coach, talk to us about what they do defensively, because it's kind of different. They want to do a 4-2-5. Correct me if I'm wrong, 4-2-5, but it's kind of different in a sense where they have 3 down linemen, and they like to have a stand-up guy.
Right.
Talk about that.
So it's a hybrid between the odd front and the 4-2-5 because it's still 4 down.
No doubt.
But they play a nose, and the coverage is easy. This is what I say, you know, good defenses do at times. They just keep it simple. They play cover 3, they play cover 1, they blitz on 3rd down, and they ask 7 and 23 those alley defenders to cause havoc on the edge. And they expect that their boys are so big, the D-line, that you can't run in the trenches. So they keep it simple, but it's an odd front.
So I know it's kind of different, but if you had to kind of give us an idea of team that we face, the defense they kind of remind you of?
When it comes to simplicity, I'm going to say Ruston.
Okay.
Because Ruston kept it simple. But the front that you're going to see is similar to Ash.
Okay.
That odd front look.
All right, now Ruston did a lot of bouncing around on defense and really caused some pre-snap penalties. Do they do that as well?
No. I'm just saying as far as schematics.
Okay.
They do all that stuff pre-snap or before the snap, but at the end of the day, it's cover 1, cover 3.
Okay.
They don't have combo coverages. They don't really disguise their coverages. It kind of get what you see pre-snap. But the thing about it is they do it well.
Yeah.
You know, and I think sometimes that's just the best way to do it. If you're a cover 3 team, let's not try to dabble in cover 2 and let's just be the best at cover 3, because Jonathan Wilhite told me this. You can play cover 3 to anything. You know, if a former NFL guy saying that, then it must be true.
Yes.
A former NFL starter.
Absolutely.
That played for Bill Belichick.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, Waddell, looking at what you're going to defend, you got quite the guys you defend coming up here. And I know we're talking offense, but I want to talk the defense part too. How is this receiver different than some of those in the past?
I mean, it ain't him that's different. It is the play calling is different. Everybody else probably is running big, deep routes. What they do is just try to get him the ball fast and let him be he big. Yep. So they try to let him be bigger than me, bigger than anybody else, and make you miss tackles, and he go score. He ain't really no deep ball threat. It's all about the quick screens, the bubbles. They put him at Wildcat, at quarterback, just get him the ball fast. It ain't really about.
I didn't know they played Wildcat with him. I did. That's something I just learned.
Even though he big, he not as big as Hudson. So you're gonna be all right.
Yeah,
6'8". Yes, absolutely.
No doubt.
All right, well, break down that defense, Coach, and tell us what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so,
I've noticed the tackles are 6 what?
You got 6 Braylon Montero. The nose, he's 280. They got 2 big defensive ends at 6 foot. Bufkin, 6 foot 240, and then the other guy that they bring in, Aiden Schwab, 52, where he's a starter. He's 6'2", 245. The person that stands out on film too, that you look at him and you say, all right, he may be okay. 15, after watching more of 15, he can give tackles a problem because he's an athletic pass rusher.
Right.
And I talked to one of the coaches from Ash, and that's what he said. He said 15 is a lot better than what he appears on film. And after watching it, I put him up there as he can be a disruptor. He can. But the key, I think, to it all is to put doubt in 7 and 23 head. 7 is the engine. If you look at film, he's the one that's always pointing, trying to get everybody in the right position. So he's definitely the leader of the offense, not only schematically, but I think emotionally too. I think they ride his high. But again, man, we got playmakers out wide, and the one thing about our playmakers, I heard Seneca say this, is we talked about pass my first time here. They all are selfless when it comes to blocking.
That is great.
They are, and that blocking turns, the 10-yard runs to 20, 30 yards touchdown. So again, man, we up for the task. They're good, but I wouldn't put anybody up against them other than the team that we going down there with, especially offensively.
Right.
I think we have all the weapons. We're big up front as well. We're not coming in there with small linemen.
Right.
We big up front. That 280 guy gonna be facing the strongest man in the state every play.
Yeah.
No
so
doubt. We confident, man, and we have to be. Confidence is key. Again, we just have to execute and get the ball in this young man's hand.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Speaking of this young man,
I love to see it in his hand.
Man.
Let's talk about recruitment. Coach was saying that some of them aren't really looking at you yet and all that, but some are.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
Well, mostly I've been talking to like Arkansas Tech and SAU, them two Arkansas schools. But I recently just went down there to Arkansas Tech and committed down there at their game against Hardin. They played.
That's going to be good. Well, man, it's going to be good to see you play on Saturdays.
We got a chance to see you with 2 former players.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Cardell and Gavin, there was some seniors. Well, no, Cardell was a junior. Well, they in the same grade. There was some juniors when I was a freshman. So when I grew up, that's why I would watch playing. Them was the stars when I was a freshman. That's who I was cheering for when I was like a scrub.
You've never been a scrub.
Not a scrub, but
he's been a Cub, but he's never been a scrub. You're a Cub, but
oh man.
Yeah, but so I'm familiar with Arkansas Tech because I went to Central Arkansas, who I'm trying to get on him.
Yes. Yes.
And it is. It's a nice campus. It's in a good area, and he's close to Memphis, Fayetteville, Conway, Little Rock. It's in a nice location. And that is a good Division II conference that they play in as well.
Well, man, best of luck to you. But we're not done with you yet. Yeah. We've got projections way past Friday night. But we're going to start with Friday night. So any final thoughts from either one of you guys about these Wildcats?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about him again. A lot of people talk about Division II football or FCS football. But again, if he is committed to a D2 school, and you know the talent that he possessed, then you got to understand that it's good football on every level.
Yeah, that's right.
And the good thing about it is now with the transfer portal and anything can happen. So I'm proud of Waddell, but I'm not satisfied. I think he deserves more, but
I feel the same way, Coach.
Yeah, man. But it is a blessing that he has an offer and that he's committed. So
good.
I am proud
That's
of
good.
him about that.
Waddell, any final words, man?
That's good. Just be on this show on Friday to watch me go crazy.
We want you to go crazy. Make us call your name many, many times. So.
Go brazy.
And that's right. All right, we appreciate that, Coach. Best of luck. We'll be right there with you guys Friday night. You're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from LTO Jose. And this broadcast is being powered by Creed and Creed. We'll be right back.
Imagine having a beautiful smile that carries you through all stages of life, and that beautiful smile begins at Caples & Robinson Orthodontics. To further enhance our patient experience and care, Dr. Caples and Dr. Robinson welcome Dr. Cami Laird as a new member of the Caples & Robinson practice. And with over 56 years of combined practice, we are the most experienced orthodontic group in Northeast Louisiana. We use the latest advancements in orthodontic technology, including the Damon Ultima system for braces, and spark aligners that are customized to fit your life, not the other way around. Our doctors and staff will make sure you have the best experience possible on your journey to a straighter smile. That includes faster and more comfortable treatment that will give you a smile you'll be proud to wear. Ready to get started? Contact Caples and Robinson Orthodontics today at 318-325-9655 and take the first step towards a confident smile.
Protect what matters most to you and find out the many ways you can benefit. 100% free tuition and fees to all state colleges. Job training in over 150 different career fields, healthcare, pay, and much more. The Louisiana Army National Guard. Part-time service with lifelong benefits. Find out more by visiting www.lang-recruiting.com.
Are you ready to score big this season? Johnny's Pizza House is the winning play for every game day with our new Pizza Squad Rewards app. Download it now from johnnysph.com/app and get in the game with $5 off your first in-app order. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice of game day glory.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Growing up in Northeast Louisiana, I was raised on neighbors helping neighbors, the spirit of entrepreneurship and good food, something we know a lot about at Coney Island Connection. We've turned those values into our mission. We believe giving back with a lot of food and lots of love has the power of bringing people together. We're more than a restaurant, we're family, and with your support, we're changing lives one meal at a time. Thank you for helping us to become known as a small business with a big heart.
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, and we're broadcasting live from El Tío Jose Mexican Restaurant, 5120 Desert Street. Everything I've eaten here has been good, guys. So we have got special teams coach. Coach Foote is here. Welcome, Coach. I missed you last time you were on, so now we finally get to have a conversation.
It's been a while, but I'm glad we get to talk one more time because that means it's the third time on and we're in the playoffs.
Absolutely right. And speaking of playoffs, one of the reasons is this guy right next to you here, the big guy, Mr. Dylan Berryman. Man, welcome to the show again. All right, hey, talk to us now a little bit about.
He said, "Nice to meet us."
Nice to meet us. That's good. Yeah,
nice to meet you too, big guy.
I'd rather meet him this way than across from him on that offensive line. I can tell you that. Talk to us a little bit about how it felt to get revenge against St. Amant, because 2 years ago they put you out, and this year you put them out. Let's talk about that.
Man, it felt good.
Yeah, go ahead.
It felt good to get revenge on them. We went down there my sophomore year.
Yep, sophomore.
Went to play, man. It ain't turned out too good.
No, it didn't. It was a long ride back.
Yeah, and plus it was a home game, so once you walk into the club, you ain't gonna take over.
Yeah. And how about that Destrehan game last year?
Are we ready for it?
Okay, that's good to hear. That is good to hear. Coach, talk to us a little bit about this guy sitting next to you and your special team player of the week that kicked the 71-yard punt.
Oh, that was special for us because it flipped the field and it helped us win. I mean, you think 24-21, if you don't get the ball pinned back, it gets way tough. Yeah. When I saw it off his foot, I knew it was going to be good. I didn't realize it was going to. He carried 50 easy.
Yep.
And when you carry 50, that's a good thing. But when you let it roll a little bit further, and the guys are down and covering, it does a good job. But I'll tell you what, in the first part of the year, if you'll look at film and see that our shield, which is Dylan's one of the shield guys, we had a little bit of miscommunication. But at the end of the day, we really stepped up and did a good job. And we've repped it out, did a ton of punt work, and I think it's paid off tremendously.
Well, one of my favorite plays, I'm about to ask you what one of yours is. One of my favorite plays on the year was that fake punt. I believe that was that Sterlington? Anyway, I'm not sure which one it was, but it was, man,
Neville.
Neville. Watching
Neville.
you tote that rock and oh my gosh, man, I was like, that was some good looking stuff right there.
Listen, he makes skinny guys mad because he's caught a pass.
Yeah,
he's ran for first downs. He's made sacks. He's made tackles. He's done it all. And there's a little bit of few more wrinkles thrown in for him, but I tell you what, being his position coach, it's fun during the week. He and I were running down the field going to pass endo. And I tried to bump into him just to mess with him. And
oh, no.
I kind of threw myself back a little bit.
You did.
I made me realize I'm not as young as I used to be.
Dylan, tell me pick out a couple of your favorite plays this year.
Of course, the run.
Yeah.
When I got the touchdown called by Coach Season on Mufasa.
Mufasa package, a big one. Yep.
All these offensive-minded people. I enjoy the tackles for loss,
there
the
you
sacks,
go.
things like that.
Yes.
I mean, but that's normal.
Things that he's going to get paid for.
That's right.
That's normal. We speak on that every time.
Man, you don't find many kids that can do the things that he does in those situations. That's it's fun to be like. You want to say that you're a good coach at times, but at the end of the day, you have a guy that has that athletic ability, and it's special to be around.
Man, I see some fresh ink over here. Man, what you got? Show the camera there.
I don't know if they can see
it. Get rich or die trying.
Get rich or die trying. Okay, yeah, he's going to zoom in on that right there.
Yeah. Instead of 50 cents, it says 48 cents.
That's good. That's good, Coach. All right, let's talk about this Destrehan offense. You're going to be making some guys' life miserable, but let's talk a little bit about. Coach, start with you with the overall offense.
Well, if you look, we highlight their team colors are.
I see a lot of red.
Yes, Coach Lewis said that he was having trouble not highlighting everybody because they all are special. I think we're going to have to play a top-to-bottom ball game for us to be successful. And yes, it starts in the middle, but there's guys on the outside. It's always a good thing when you look, and they're all on the outside, because on the inside, if we can control the run and things like that, we'll be successful, in my opinion.
Yeah, but 4,190 yards passing? Is that what that is?
That's career, yes. But,
career. Okay.
Yes, this year he's got a little over 2,200, which is still phenomenal.
Right.
Phenomenal. Yes. And he also he is super successful. But I think that at the end of the day, they haven't seen a mature group that I've had this year. And if you look at last year, it's the same group. We haven't lost a whole lot of depth and talent. I think we match up to them very well, and we tend to kind of browbeat our guys during the week and tell them that we gotta bow up and play. But at the end of the day, we have to realize too that we're a dang good football team, and it's time for us to show who we are, and it's time for us to step up and play ball. And we're not here for any other reason other than to take care of business. And we hadn't. The only difference between them and us is we hadn't had to experience this yet. We're just as good as they are, and we're going to play like it.
Yeah, Coach, you say we got to play good from top to bottom, and that's understood. But how important or how much of an emphasis have we placed it on our special teams? Because, the elephant in the room, we have been making some errors special team-wise.
Well, if you look from the starter district to now, we put a lot more emphasis on pre-practice. We typically do pre-practice position groups, but now we've taken a whole special teams group and work with them. And you can tell it's gotten a ton better. And people not like special teams coordinators are one thing, and that's a thankless and unpaid position. But I'm more along the lines of I want, as a special teams coordinator, every position coach there helping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
I want all hands on deck. It's not a coordinator position really. It's I'm making sure that we have the right guys in the right spots, but we have to have all hands on deck, and that's what makes it super successful. And when the guys stepped up and helped us, we've gotten a lot better at it.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about Cam Gale. Cam Gale has, he's got the foot. He's got 12 or 13 touchbacks on the year. But you guys, a lot of times, just have him place that ball. And, without giving away details and all that, but he's looking for the gaps, correct?
Well, yeah, gaps are one thing, but it comes also to personnel. Like last week, they had a guy back that's returned a couple for a touchdown. You don't want to kick to that guy if you can help it. And if you can get the ball on the 35 versus the 30 or 25, you feel like you've kind of won a little bit because this guy doesn't have the potential to send it to the house.
I see that.
And no knock to Cam Gale, but Cam Gale's, as far as a football player, he's young. He's never.
Right. Sure.
There's a lot of things that he does that are that are new. Now he's got a leg.
Yes, he
and
does.
We do rely on him a lot of times, but it's just one of those things, man. Going down and covering a guy like Waddell, even and that's who makes us better during the week because we see him a lot. You know, you have to really think about who you're kicking it to. You know.
How much emphasis have we put? Because offensively, Destran like to throw it out to the receivers fast. How much emphasis have we put on our defensive line? We got to get out there sometimes and chase the ball and make some tackles.
We have been. We've been doing pursuit drill all week. That's a big one for us. They run swing and gate on the 50 sometimes. Like they'll get 4 linemen out on the hash, on the right hash, and 2 linemen out on the other hash, and then
as a regular offensive play.
That's a regular offensive play, and,
okay.
And we have to line up to it. We repped it about, and that's the hard thing about swing and gate is you have to rep it out during the week, and it takes away from practice time. But these guys right here, it makes you focus more, and that's the fun part about it is like these guys have buckled. This has been the most complete practice this year for me.
That's good to hear.
You know, we've focused, we've had fun. He and I have been messing with each other all week, and it's just been a good camaraderie amongst us, man. It makes you thankful that you're around a bunch of guys that you can coach and have fun with because that's what makes it worth it.
Dylan, I realize it's respect, but how does it feel to be double and triple teamed? I mean, because I've watched it, and they do. How's that make you feel?
I mean, I've been getting it all year.
I know.
At this point, I don't even care. I just deal with it.
I know what you do care about when they start trying to chop you.
Yes, we've seen some of that too.
this taste there, huh?
Tripling and doubling I can take, but chopping,
that's a problem.
I can tell you, if I was coaching against you, I'd do the exact same thing. But I just want to let you know.
So, what are you expecting Friday night? You're looking at that O line. What's your secret? Just speed and power.
I mean, it's the same old line from last year, so they got a little taste of me last year. But this year we come with something hard.
These 2 brothers here, if we can keep them off of them and let them play in the middle, the 2 Collins brothers, 71 didn't play a lot last year. He's a sophomore, but I tell you what, he's the number 1 tackle in the state in that class.
Well, look at these tackles: 6'4", 310, 6'5", 328.
Brothers.
My goodness.
They're phenomenal at what they do, and we don't give them enough credit on that exterior edge, but in my opinion, we win ball games inside of that.
Right.
With him,
Dave, others.
yeah. And if we can move around and make some chaos in there, we'll be successful. I think I'm telling you, man. This is the most put together Ouachita team I've been a part of and I've ever seen as far as defense goes. And I'm telling you, these guys, I'd go to war with them.
Absolutely. Well, you are, and it will be Friday night.
Yes,
It'll
sir.
be in New Orleans, and we'll be there telling everybody about it. Coach, final thoughts? Are you guys here?
No, nothing comes to mind. I'm just ready for Friday and hope we have a good game
sir.
be able to stop them and stop the run and stop the pass and get them off the field on 3rd down.
And
create 3rd and long opportunities and then get them off the field.
And we want to have a great trip on the way back because that's with the W in your pocket here.
Smiling
Dylan,
on the way home.
Final thoughts on folks that have supported you, the fans and all that. Final thought about, tell everybody how you feel about all that support.
I feel good. Really just want to thank the man above because, letting all this come down. Really just want to thank my parents, coaches.
Yep.
And teammates. Because without them, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Well, let's keep playing after Friday night.
That's indeed.
Right. Coach, final thoughts from you?
Let's just go out and win and prove that we're supposed to be here, and that's the team that's going to make some noise in the playoffs.
Do you feel that them having a bye week is good or bad?
I think that for health reasons it's good, but I think also we're backed in a corner, and in my opinion, there's 2 things you can do when you're backed in a corner. You know, you can tuck tail or you can fight your way out, and I've always been one who, if I'm going through something, I'm fighting my way out, and that's what we're about to do. We're about to prove that we're supposed to be here, and that's our motto.
Love it. All right. Wait. Go ahead.
We have a student bus going down there. We also have a parent bus going down there through Mr. Lando Fremont. I don't know if that parent bus is full or not. Last I checked, it wasn't full. So you reach out to Mr. Fremont if you want to travel on a trailway on the parent bus, or if you just want to drive down, please come down and support our guys.
We will definitely be there. You're tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show. We'll be back with the head coach here in just a moment. This broadcast is being powered by Creed & Creed.
This is your station, Magic 106.1. From New Jack Swing to 2000s R&B. Every beat is a part of your story. Others imitate, but they can't duplicate. Magic 106.1.
A proud graduate of Ouachita High School's class of 1990, Paul Evans has been helping families in the toughest times for years. If you find yourself stuck behind those cinder block walls, call Paul. Paul Evans Bail Bonds, 267-7740.
Imagine having a beautiful smile that carries you through all stages of life, and that beautiful smile begins at Caples and Robinson Orthodontics. To further enhance our patient experience and care, Dr. Caples and Dr. Robinson welcome Dr. Cammie Laird as a new member of the Caples and Robinson practice. And with over 56 years of combined practice, we are the most experienced orthodontic group in Northeast Louisiana. We use the latest advancements in orthodontic technology, including the Damon Ultima system for braces, and Spark aligners that are customized to fit your life, not the other way around. Our doctors and staff will make sure you have the best experience possible on your journey to a straighter smile. That includes faster and more comfortable treatment that will give you a smile you'll be proud to wear. Ready to get started? Contact Caples and Robinson Orthodontics today at 318-325-9655 and take the first step towards a confident smile.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
For all your favorite Mexican dishes, stop by Monroe's newest restaurant, El Tío Jose. The Garcia family welcomes you and yours 7 days a week at 5120 Desert Street. El Tío Jose. You're going to love it.
Ready?
Welcome back to the Benji Lewis Coaches Show, broadcasting live from El Tío Jose Mexican Restaurant. With us, head football coach Benji Lewis. Coach, it is time. Round 2 of the playoffs, and every team in the state ends their season with a loss, except for that state champion. I know what your goals are. You did it last week. You took care of revenge against St. Amant.
Yep.
Now you've got that nemesis of the Destrehan Wildcats. Talk a little bit about both offense and defense there.
Yeah, well, with Destrehan, we talk about a team I mentioned in the first segment, a team that's used to being there. A team that's there being quarterfinals and everything after that. I think they they won their last championship in 2022. Storied program. Ed Reed, NFL, his number 20, if you look on there, his number 20 is retired there.
Okay.
So a very storied program over the years. And when you play that kind of team, and I talk to the guys about they expect to be, in the later rounds, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, the championships. How do you beat a team like that? Well, the one thing that we have that I think that they don't have is just the hunger. A team that is hungry. How when you have something new, like a new toy, you play with it, and then all of a sudden it's not as new anymore. Well, that's what we have. We got that thing in front of us that we want bad. And so I talked about it with them, and the word for the week has been desire this week. If you want to win, your desire will show it for 48 minutes because they expect to win. They have the expectation of, hey, we've had a long history of success in doing this.
Even against Washington.
That's right. And so for us, it's the desire that I hope we see for 48 minutes because that's what it's going to take. I think that the thing is equally matched. I think they're a good team. I think Coach Marcus Scott has done a great job since the Amenities took the program over. Obviously, as I mentioned, they have a championship under him. I think they do things the right way. I think they have good athletes. And I think the same thing of Ouachita, So what wins out there is the team. I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but the team that wants it more. But I think the desire going into it, not just how much you want it on that night, how do you prepare for it that week?
Right.
How much focus, how much intent do you put that week on watching film making sure that you're practicing the right way and those things like that. I think that's where it wins out in games like this, where a very worthy opponent in Destrehan.
All right, look at that offense, and it looks like they do like to spread it out.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Yeah,
formation.
much like last week, I think that if you had to say, definitely with Destrehan, they're better offensively this year. I think they do a great job defensively, but offensively, their weapons are there, and it looks very similar to the Destrehan team we saw a year ago. Same quarterback, Jackson Fields is now a senior. I think this is his third year starting. He's 6'1", 205. I've got his career numbers, and I think he's 2.5 years as a starter now. He's thrown for 4,190 yards in 2.5 years.
Yep.
Just an efficient passer, 65% on his career. Does a good job. Decently mobile. Probably not as mobile as the young man last week for Santa Mont, but he also sustained an ACL tear, I think, halfway through his sophomore year. He still wears a brace or has at times. And so a more than adequate quarterback that does a good job for them. Malachi Dabney, the running back, I'm kind of surprised even as a junior that he's not garnering more interest. He was an all-state guy last year, had 1,600 yards and 22 touchdowns as a 10th grader. And he's back for him and has done a good job. And I'll tell you about him. I think that he is one of the tougher guys to tackle in the state. And it's not, obviously, as you can see, his stature. He's 5'9", 185. He runs hard. And more, the unfortunate circumstance you're seeing is too many kids try to tackle guys high. And
right.
he is a hard tackle when you're trying to wrap him up around the upper body. So he's done a good job again this year. Moving on, number one, this is just the day and age we're in. Last year, Destrehan had 2 guys that were LSU, 1 commit, and at this time Jabari Mack had not committed yet. Had another guy that was also a SEC guy. Well, he said, I'm going to go to Carr. So he leaves, and he goes to Carr. Well, Jalen Ash moves in from Rummel, and he's got multiple offers, including Texas A&M and places like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
6 foot, 155, 10th or 11th grader, the ex-receiver, Jalen Ash. And then Jabari Mack, who was there last year, 6 foot, 190, and is committed to LSU. So he's talented. Man.
Is that one going to be the one Wydale covers?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine so. Then moving down, the tackles are twins. I'm sorry, they're not twins. They're brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, so Earl Collins is a senior, 6'5", 328. But his brother is the number 1 tackle in the 2028 class.
6'4", 310 as a sophomore. Wow.
A lot of talent on that offensive side of the ball, and they do things well, and they've been operating well. Like I said, similarity, probably not structure-wise to Santa Mont, but production-wise. They're averaging, over 40 points a game. So those guys are doing a good job on offense. Moving to defense, Destrehan, I read an article where Coach Scott was talking about this year's team. And he talked about the offense probably being a little bit better than the offense they had in 2022 when they won it. He said defensively we're not as good as that. But when you're talking about that defense, that was a heck of a defense in 2022 for them. What I will say is that this defense, they don't stun a lot, blitz a lot, do that. They line up in a 3-4.
I was about to say, it looks like a 3-4.
They line up in a 3-4, and they do a great job of just playing sound defense. I mean, they're 2-gapping, so they're lining up in head-up nose and 4s, and they're 2-gapping. And, that takes, I've mentioned that before on the show, it takes some guys that are either really good at it or they're kind of big, and they've got a little mix of both. Number 22, Bryce Buffkin. He's back for his senior year. I think he had 80 tackles as the defensive end last year. 6 foot, 240, does a good job. At the nose, Braylon Montero is that bigger guy you talk about, 6 foot, 280, and he's a senior. And then Aiden Schwab up front, 6'2", 245. Not bad. You'd like to see it maybe a little bit bigger, but they do a decent job. I think the other guy other than Buffkin is the Montague kid. That's the dog, number 7. He's a junior. 5'11", 180. We're here, and I think he moved in from St. Aug. Good ball player. And the rest of the guys, when you look at them, they play complementary football. I know I've said that a few times tonight, but they play complementary football. They're where they're supposed to be. They're not huge, overly, like world beaters or anything. But you see them stopping teams.
Right.
And a lot of their wins have come in district anyway. Have come at like the 59 or 55 to 29. So they're doing enough to win games.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And we've got to put pressure on the defense. That even out of their own coach's mouth is the lesser of the two things. We've got to do a good job offensively, scoring and putting pressure on their defense, and then our defense has to do a very good job against their offense, which is a tough task again this week.
Right.
Yep.
Coach, you talk about preparation and how prepared you got to be in these type of games. It says 70% chance of rain on Friday night in Destrehan. Have you talked to your guys? Have you prepped? Have your coaching staff prepped and preparing for that weather?
No, not really. For one, just as we watch it, we see, that it's supposed to stop before the game. That's one. Number two, every time that I've tried to plan and prep, and I'm like, man, maybe cross my finger. I guess I ain't living right or didn't close the right eye or something because it don't happen.
Yeah,
and then the third thing is, man, like I just feel like, I had a player years ago, and we were actually going to play in a rain game. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, we ready? And he said, man, I play this thing barefooted. I play it. And I just feel like, if we're truly ready, it don't matter what it's going to do.
That's right.
We run the ball. I mean, there's some ball security things there, but would it hurt our feelings if, we played a game, both teams didn't get to pass the ball much? It would.
Not at all.
Our DNA is to win that game.
Yeah.
But we look forward to it. We know it's a challenge, and nothing that's worth having isn't a challenge. If it was, everybody would be doing this.
Talk about special teams.
Yeah, special teams. Destrehan is, they're one of those type teams that I mentioned this last week. It's very similar again to Santamont. The kicker will kick it about to the 10-yard line, middle of the field. They do a good job of covering. And punt wise, nothing's prolific. They're not. Or they haven't been. They could this week, but they're not coming with a lot of exotic block looks and things like that. There's not a guy like Ash has that's kicking it out of the back of the end zone or anything.
Right.
They're just utilizing that and saying, hey, let's not cost ourselves in this phase. You see what I'm saying? So
we'll get a chance to return the ball.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
That will be good. What about punting? What about
punting?
Do you see any onside kicks?
They've onside kick, but sometimes, they had to against Ash.
Yeah.
I think it was a 27-14 game. They scored one late, and they had the onside kick and didn't get it.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. They have it. Obviously they're a well-coached team. They work it, but I don't think they choose to take maybe some of the chances I take. If that makes sense. They rather take their chances on trick plays and stuff on offense. So they do a good job, man. They, like I said, what I say, I hope it doesn't come across as they're not very good at it. They just choose to be sound over to be, risk takers,
right.
And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's definitely done well for them up to this point. I'm sure, will in the future.
Coach Jacobs talked about a parent bus and a student bus going.
Yes.
And, your team has traveled well with good fan support most of this year. Are you expecting the same thing Friday night?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know the status of as far as how full it is, the student bus, but they are taking. Do have a student bus sign up, and they can do that at the school. The parent bus is being hosted. I say hosted, kind of put on by the Bruce parents. There's a lot.
Yeah.
It kind of started out as and I hate to pull my phone out, but I'm gonna look up the number because they're doing that through Zelle for Miss Bruce. And I did want to make mention of that there are still spots on that bus. And that is, you can send the Cash App to Sean Bruce at $BBBY Bruce, or Zelle to Kimberly Bruce at 318-237-2741. Those seats are $60 a seat on the charter bus for the parent or fan bus. I think it's, what's the student bus? cost?
25.
25, and that I don't think that is on a charter bus. That's on a school bus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. And neither one of those, I don't think, or maybe the school bus does. Student bus includes the cost of the student ticket.
Right.
The charter bus does not. But
Okay.
look, we want everybody to come down. Anyone who can, obviously, we'd love to have those stands full. But if you can't come down or the weather prevents you from that, I know we just talked about the weather. Please tune in on the network. Cheer us on. These guys are I believe, ready to do something big for our school and our area. And I'm excited to be their coach, but also to be a fan on the sideline watching these guys realize some of these goals that they have.
No doubt.
Absolutely right. Final thought, Coach? Any final question?
I just ready to be a fan and work the sideline.
Yeah. That's right.
Sometimes being a fan overcomes.
That's right. That's right.
Well, Coach, best of luck. We will see you guys down there. And I just want to let you know I want to be here next Wednesday night for the Coaches Show, okay?
That sounds good.
No
All
doubt.
right, man.
No
Sounds
doubt.
like a plan. You've been tuned into the Benji Lewis Coaches Show right here at LTO Jose. This broadcast is powered by Creed & Creed. We'll see you Friday night.
I'm Christian Creed with Creed & Creed. We're proud to support Ouachita Parish High School because, like football, fighting for the win takes commitment, courage, and teamwork.
And that's what we build in our lines, both on the field and off. These young men work hard, they lead with heart, and they represent our community with pride.
At Creed & Creed, we fight for our clients the same way these athletes do every Friday night.
Thank you guys for supporting our lines.
Remember, Creed & Creed is all you need. Go Lions!